Anyway, so we will start with verse number 4, and verse number 4 is coming up on your screen. Okay, verse number 4, it's Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjun Sama Yudhi Yuyudhano Viratashcho Drupadashcho Maharatha. So इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि ये सारे के सारे, should we go on to verse number 5, please? Then in the verse number 5, there is Drishta Ketu, Kashiraj, Purujit, Kunti Bhoj, Shaivashya, next level, Yudhamanyu, Vikrant, Uttamojas, Saubhadra, Draupadeyashtra. ये सारे जो हैं वो these are names of all the warriors who have assembled to help the spiritual forces, that is Pandavas. So in verse number 4, 5, 6, any translation you pick up, you will find the names of Yudhamanyu, Vikrant, Uttamojas, and they are kings and they have their own kingdoms. They have come here to help Pandav fight this battle against the Kaurav. This is normally is the translation. So what I have found is in any translation that you see around, these forces, that means these rajas are there and their role is kind of limited to this and people move on. There's a move on to the next verse because there is hardly anything. There's this assembly and Duryodhana is showing his teacher Dronacharya who he has to fight. Who are the people that are there in front of their army and they have to neutralize them. So ये जो सारे force. However, all these names are the names of, rather names means these are the methodologies and inner forces which are rising to curb the negativity. This negativity, this positivity is all in our mind, all in our body, mind, soul, wherever we want to say. तो जो कुछ भी negative है and जो भी positive है, वो आपस में is in clash with each other. Negative says one thing, positive says another thing. So what is negative doing? When the negative forces attack the body, attack the from outside the world, and this is one figure of we want that sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous. Anyone you can give. There's so many. Anyway, so what we had done in verse number 1, 2, 3, we were constantly talking about the two parts of our nervous systems, the central nervous system. In the central nervous system, there was sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. We talked in the great details of when the signals are received, let's say of fear, anger, jealousy, then in that case, those signals created imbalance in the body. In which sense? That these imbalances that were created started to have a physiological level. Things were changing, and that was that our blood pressure was going up, our pulse was going up, we were suddenly panting, and then our many systems were shutting down, like digestion, immune system, and certain type of chemicals, they were starting to flow. They created this imbalance. We had a feeling of fear, hate, anger, jealousy. But at the same time, I said, depending upon the perception of your mind, you also had feelings of kindness, compassion, joy, love, whatever, many things. So these were the two parts of our nervous system, which is located on the vertebra. So again and again, this question used to come to me, why are you showing sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system in verse number 1, 2, 3? What is the relevance of it? The relevance is that when the mind is filled with desires, and when the desires come, you want to fulfill them. When you are unable to fulfill them, then you pass through negative emotions of hate, anger, jealousy, mostly anger. Then other things start to crop up, and we attributed that these things are all happening in the mind, that 100 propensities of the mind, 100 progeny of the mind, because the mind, Dhritarashtra, the king, is blind. He does not have the power of discrimination. And therefore, when these forces, when these desires, rather the forces started to act upon you, then you were getting destabilized. इसमें यहाँ पे एक सबसे बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है that we started to take two parts. We said this is Dharma Kshetra and this is Kurukshetra. Dharma Kshetra is the field of life and consciousness located on this vertebra which we are coming to. This is what we are discussing. And the other forces, that is forces to destabilize, are located outside the body. That 5 senses of perception, 5 organs of action, which get affected by the signals. What are the signals? Signals is taste, touch, smell, sight, hearing. तो क्या है कि even as a child, I somehow belonged in such a way where my father was very religious, and if he tried to tell me anything about the Bhagavad Gita, I used to listen to him like this. I never wanted to, because it felt like what a useless thing. We live in this world, and then you are telling everything which is negative, negative, negative. But we had never learned Bhagavad Gita the way now we started to say. So central nervous system is creating all the fears, anxiety, stress. This is the greatest problem that the humankind is now facing. Anybody and everybody is suffering from stress. We have to find out, what do I do? How do I get out of the stress? And to get out of the stress, I do what I do. I'm putting the facts in front of. आपने क्या करना है या आप जान. I'm not sure. 1 second. Did somebody ask a question or something? No. Okay. So and we are suffering from all kinds of ailment. 75 to 80% of the hospital admission are because of psychosomatic problems of our mind. The mind is at the center. We are unable to control it. This is the force which is connected to the outside world. All signals coming from 5 senses of perception are received on the screen of the mind. There is another sense of perception that we have, and that comes from the field of life and consciousness. But that signal has become so weak that we are unable to hear it. What do I do? That's the question. And I don't mind repeating this again and again. But Bhagavad Gita, verse number 1, 2, 3, even in 4, 5, 6, mind has understood. Mind has understood. Just one. Are Basan? Sorry. The mind has understood the problems. There's a lot of problems. What do I do? मैं क्या करूं? इस तरह से करूं. But mind के पास power of resignation नहीं है. The mind is also assisting. मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार और चित्त. These are the 4 software. So the 4 software are what responsible for dissection. Mind is the screen on which the signals are received. Intellect is the power of discrimination, power to dissect, power to say what is this, dog, cat, pool, pea, everything all around. How to discriminate. And I see. जो I see वाली बात है, that I see, this I now passes through emotions because he's got attached to it. The first thing, screen received the signals, then buddhi dissected it, I saw it, and when I saw it, I had thoughts, then I had emotions, then I had feelings, and I have got involved. I have got involved with it, and because I am involved, I am saying it is happening to me, it's happening to me. But if you recall, we had told you about the process of cognition. In process of cognition, we talked about photons of light that emit from the object, come to our eye, something happens in the brain, which is electrochemical signals. Then they go to the cortex of the brain, their vibration of neurons take place. Vibration of neurons is opposed to electromagnetic vibrations again. To these electromagnetic vibrations, we give name and form. The science is up to there with us. But science has absolutely no idea. What is a thought? The idea that, oh my God, it's an electromagnetic vibration. Why did the thought arise? The second part, which is not known at all, how did thoughts become emotions and feelings? And leaving this behind. And the third one was, maine dekha, I saw. And who's this I? So the I is not known. What is an emotion is not known. Why did, now the question which everybody has to ask, why did the signal which are material in nature, which are not consciousness, why the electrons, protons, or photons, when they hit my eye, suddenly there is a transformation. So he's like, Jadoo ho gaya, Jadoo ho gaya. But we don't understand. Really? Jadoo ho raha hai, bhai? Yes, we are passing through an experience which is so unique. How did it happen? For up to 2026, I'll say in last 600 years, science has made zero progress. And when science has made zero progress, the biggest ailment that we are having is this is stress. I'm suffering. I want healing. How will you heal? You don't even know the process. You do not even know the process. You do not have the medicine. You do not understand what is man, buddhi, ahankar, and chit, which are four non-material entities. So, in the Gita, chapter number 1, verse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have identified the two kshetra, that means Dharam Kshetra and Kurukshetra, located them with the physical part of the body. And this physical part of the body is what we must first know. Then we will go to second part, mysterious. For last 3 hours, you have been talking about life and consciousness. Life and consciousness. What is life? What is consciousness? And this is where we start. This is where is the start point. So what I will stay with the body still. We have to understand how we are made. I'm a body. इसको कहते हैं संस्कृत में देह. ये जो देह है संस्कृत का शब्द है और वो निकला है संस्कृत के रूट वर्ड देह से. देह. Okay. Sorry. Before I say this, can I have the image of 4 part with soul, 3 coverings of the soul? Thanks. Are Basan, Ramo? Yeah, good. Can everybody see it, please? Yeah, okay, thanks. So there are 4 parts of the body. The 4 parts of the body. One is the physical body. This physical body is made with atoms and molecules. Everything, whatever part that you go, when you finally dissect, you find that it is atoms and molecules. The first part is the physical body. This physical body houses within itself astral body. Astral body is the body of thoughts, emotions, and feelings. Astral body is the data bank. Astral body is from where life and consciousness emerges. Astral body is an energy body. Astral body is an energy body. It does not have a location, but we want to say, hey, it moves like this, which we are discussing. So the astral body is the bulk of everything. And then behind this astral body is the causal body. Causal body means how did this body become? What is the essence? Essence, physical. So causal body, astral body, physical body are all material in nature. The causal body is the quantum body. It is from where life emerges. See, our language slightly becomes different. That life emerges from here, right? So as astral body, causal, and besides that is the 4th part, the soul. Soul is a causeless cause of all and everything that we have around here. Just 1 second, let me have a gulp of water. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question.
हाँ, please.
सर, सोल कैसे इनको कवरिंग करता है
हाँ, बहुत
इन पार्ट्स को?
या वो कवर नहीं करता लेकिन दिस इज अ 2-dimensional explanation of a 10-dimension soul, but this is a very nice question, that how is it covering?
Yes.
Soul is the essence. So let's say physically when we start to talk, then we want to say, hey, everything, when we start to dissect, we find that it is made of atoms and molecules. So atom is the smallest part, a stable part. But besides the atom, there are particles which are on the finest relative level, and particles are up quarks, down quarks, which make neutron and proton. Then there is an electron, neutron, proton. They join together through some forces. We call it as a strong nuclear force. This strong nuclear force creates an nucleus. This nucleus then attracts a negatively charged electron in sort. We understand it. In between them are something known as virtual particles. They cannot be measured. They are not measured. It's only in 2012 that these particles, the particles which are known as Higgs particles, were kind of through an experiment, through some energy calculations, were proved to be true. Yes, they exist. अब क्या है कि sorry, मैं आंसर क्या दे रहा था? I just got distracted. Anyway, so this is how the physical construction is, and later part of our discussions, not now, but much later when we will go into higher things, I will show you that every single atom contains these four parts. Very, very surprising. Every atom has these four parts, and these four parts are not non-material. What I was trying to say here, that those particles, they are material in nature, but cannot be found. There are no devices with which you can do it. These are mathematical calculations. The mathematical calculations were done by Peter Higgs in 1960 or something, discovered in 2012 in CERN, Geneva. We are in line with whatever I'm speaking. But the last part, soul. Where is the soul? The soul is the vacuum. Scientifically, आपको नहीं है बात समझ में नहीं, कोई बात नहीं.
Sir,
Soul
I
is
have a
the
question, but sir, many people says that the soul is located here.
Oh my God, soul is located everywhere. Soul is everything. Everything is soul. It is the content. It is a place of nothingness, containing within itself anything and everything. Okay? I don't want to go into black holes and what was there before the Big Bang. We are not getting into that. Why? Because that's a different discussion. But तुम्हें समझाने के लिए, I will take one very simple example. Let us say there is a glass in my hand. The glass, and I ask you, what is there inside the glass? It's an empty glass. You will say nothing. But let's say we give it a name in the sense of space. You'll say there is a space. I'll say wonderful. Now what will happen? I say, can you define the space? You will say yes. If I have this cylindrical shape, if I make this calculation mathematically, I will find that the space is such and such. It has got this property, measurement. Now the glass is broken. So I say it's a glass. Glass is broken. Where is space gone? The space gone? It just merged. No, it did not merge anywhere. The space in the glass and the space outside, they did not merge. They were there always. It is just that there was something which came in between. And I had an experience, or I had an illusion of finding a confined space. Now I realize, no, there is no such thing like space which can be separated. So let us start to see ये आत्मा है. Let us see आत्मा है. अब समझ में आए कि ये आत्मा है. वो कहाँ है? हर जगह है और कहीं नहीं भी है. So that is the essence.
But it's in the body, in the individual.
The body and outside the body also, sir. That is what I'm trying to explain.
Okay,
I'm trying to explain that is inside the body, it's outside the body, it's the body, it's everything. See what these kind of discussions on the philosophical level take a long time. But if you ask me scientifically, then we can tell similarity. It is not that it's proven, soul is there. No, there is no soul. But vacuum state, I'll digress for only one half a minute. Vacuum state from where all energy is borrowed of the atom. Atom has, I had already explained here, up quark, down quark, photons, neutrinos, and this, that. Everything is energy. Where did this energy come from? It came from vacuum. What is vacuum? I don't know. Even science says I don't know. After thousands of years, science has no answer what is this energy. But with advent of spirituality, we knew thousands of years back, this is consciousness. I'll get digress. Let me just complete one thing with this thought process. So here it is. The soul is inside me, just like glass. इस body का क्या संस्कृत नाम है? देह. देखिए क्या beautiful बात है. If you can appreciate it, it's really very poetic and very exciting. इसको कहते हैं देह. देह का संधि विच्छेद किया. वो एक शब्द से निकलता है देह. Okay, what is देह? देह is something in front of you which is hiding the reality. देह is something which is blocking, and when it is blocking, then the soul is blocked. थोड़ा सा we'll have to to expand the level of our consciousness and think out of the box. Don't get by the earlier ideas that you have, but if you understand देह, तो देह जो है वो रियलिटी को रोके हुए, रियलिटी इज वेल, पर्दा लगा हुआ है रियलिटी के सामने, तुम्हें दिख नहीं रहा है क्योंकि तुम देह से देख रहे हो। अब आपको ये दो चीजें बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझ में आने लग गई। देह और एक आत्मा है। आत्मा का मतलब ये है, डोंट टेक इट इन एनी रिलीजियस सेंस, आत्मा का मतलब ये है वो कुछ है जो एसेंस है, मैं देख नहीं पा रहा हूं। ये देह जो है, जो 5 सेंसेस ऑफ परसेप्शन, 5 ऑर्गन्स ऑफ एक्शन, ये कंट्रोल कौन कर रहा है? माइंड कर रहा है। वो माइंड कंट्रोल कर रहा है, और क्योंकि माइंड कंट्रोल कर रहा है, मैं माइंड के अधीन हूं। आई हैव बिकम माइंड्स स्लेव। व्हाट माइंड इज गिविंग मी? माइंड इज गिविंग मी sorrow and suffering. Mind is also giving me huge amount of joy. ये इसके बारे में मैंने बात करी है, अभी मैं नहीं करूंगा, लेकिन वो जॉय के साथ क्या होता है? पेन एंड प्लेजर का पेयर आता है। पेन एंड प्लेजर का पेयर आता है। बोले वो तो हमेशा होगा, दैट्स द लॉ ऑफ नेचर। नो 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 नो, दैट इज नॉट द लॉ ऑफ नेचर। व्हाई? बिकॉज ये जो 5 सेंसेस ऑफ परसेप्शन है, इनके अलावा भी एक सेंस ऑफ परसेप्शन और है, वो हमें मालूम ही नहीं। एंड दैट सेंस ऑफ परसेप्शन कैन कम व्हेन you are in control through the power of life and consciousness. आप जब उसका कंट्रोल आपके हाथ में आता है, तब आपको मालूम पड़ता है, ओह बुद्धि है। बुद्धि किससे कनेक्टेड है? बुद्धि जो है वो कनेक्टेड है टू दिस वैक्यूम स्टेट, टू द स्टेट ऑफ प्योर अवेयरनेस, थ्रू द स्टेट ऑफ प्योर कॉन्शियसनेस। एनी क्वेश्चंस हियर?
सर, संत कबीर से माया मरी ना मन मरा, मर मर गए शरीर, आशा तृष्णा ना मरी, कह गए दास कबीर। इसका क्या मतलब हुआ सर?
Up, we will we will get spiraled into this discussion only. It just means I have told you about the 3 parts of the body. The first part is the physical part. The second part is the energy body. Within the energy body is contained the causal body. They are all energy bodies. Causal body is also an energy body on the finest relative level. All these consciousnesses, all these three coverings are emerge from the state of nothingness, which we call as soul, and scientifically understanding it coming from the vacuum state. From the vacuum state arise vacuum fluctuation. The vacuum fluctuations are the causal body containing within itself all the potentiality and possibilities of anything and everything. अब जो important चीज यहाँ पे समझने की है, साइंस है, who saw? Let's not discuss nonsensical topic. Who saw? I saw it. And where, as a spiritualist, you start to talk some bunkum theories. Okay, you don't have a theory and you don't know how it happened. But when we tell you something, you want to give me a proof. Give me a proof. The proof lies in our experience. Unless you experience it, why are you bothered? तुम इतने जीवन से परेशान क्यों, इतने दुखी क्यों हो? काहे को काउंसलर्स के पास और श्रिंक्स के पास और डॉक्टर्स के पास दवाइयों को जाते हो क्यों? बिकॉज ये जो मैं है वो अटैच हो गया है ऑब्जेक्ट्स ऑफ इट परसेप्शन से, फंस गया है। ये सोल है, ये फंस गया है, ये रो रहा है, गा रहा है, चीख रहा है, चिल्ला रहा है, दुखी हो रहा है, तो मुझे उधर से निकलना है। आई वॉन्ट टू कम आउट। हाउ विल आई कम आउट? बोले गो टू अ डॉक्टर, he'll give you some medicine. He doesn't have an answer. He will take you for a ride. Because he doesn't know that इसका कंट्रोल। तो अब भगवद गीता की जो वर्स नंबर 4, 5, 6 है, वो कंट्रोल्स दिखाए हुए हैं वहां कि भाई इसमें क्या है, किस तरह से। ठीक है, तो दिमाग में बात हम ये समझ लें, एक तो our perspective has to shift. The perspective has to shift. We have to move from body consciousness to the soul consciousness. Soul is consciousness, pure awareness, pure consciousness. कोई भी जो पहले भी क्वेश्चन पूछा था, अभी भी पूछ रहे, anything, everything that you have experienced through 5 senses of perception, where have you experienced it? You will say, in my mind. Anywhere else? Can you have experience without this physical body? Your answer is no. Can you experience anywhere else? What do you mean? Everything is happening in consciousness. Unless an object appears in my consciousness, or unless I experience this in my consciousness, the object does not exist. वो हमारे अंदर है. Solution कहाँ होगा? अंदर होगा भाई. बाहर कहाँ से हो जाएगा? जो कुछ आपका experience है, whatever experience that you are having from within, from life and from the figure of life and consciousness. तो क्या हुआ है? दुर्योधन ने बताना शुरू करा अपने गुरुदेव को, देखो कौन कौन से फोर्सेस हमारे अगेंस्ट खड़े हो रहे हैं. वो माइंड का सन है. ही इज द प्रोजेनी ऑफ द ब्लाइंड माइंड. ही इज टोटली अट्रैक्टेड बाय द बॉडी कॉन्शियसनेस. ही इज स्टेशनड इन देह. उस देह में उसको आत्मा नहीं दिखती है, उसको बुद्धि भी नहीं दिखती है. वो बोलता है ये सब कुछ नहीं है, ये तुम्हें जो ये फोर्सेस हैं वो डिस्ट्रॉय करने आ रहे हैं. वो डिस्ट्रॉय क्यों करने आ रहे हैं? वो बोलते हैं द किंगडम इज माइन. ये धर्म क्षेत्र कुरुक्षेत्र इज माइन. द सन्स ऑफ पांडु, दे आर सेइंग द किंगडम ऑफ दिस बॉडी बिलोंग्स टू मी. बट द ब्लाइंड माइंड्स progeny are saying no, this is mine. And that's the conflict. That is the conflict. In this conflict, then the forces clash 24/7, which we were talking about. So let us go to our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system and start to dissect what is happening there. Yeah, please, can I have the first diagram of whatever you can show? Chakras, maybe gland or gland. Just give me gland.
Sorry, Raviji.
Yes, please go ahead.
Sorry, Raviji. I just wanted to know before you carry on. You're talking about the different bodies. Is it related in any way to the 5 koshas?
5? यस है सब. मैंने अभी बताया ही दिया आपको. देखिए क्या है कि 5 कोश जो हैं हमारे 5 कोश में वही है कि फिर वो अन्नमय कोश, मनमय कोश, प्राणमय कोश, ज्ञानमय कोश और आनंदमय कोश. यस, वो इसी से बिलोंग करते हैं. हम इनको भी एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम लेंगे, क्योंकि अभी वो वर्सेस में ये आया नहीं था तो मैंने बताया नहीं. अभी जो सेंट्रल चीज, सबसे पहले आप हमें देख लें कि ये क्या है. हमने सिंपैथेटिक पैरासिम्पैथेटिक सिस्टम किया, स्पिरिचुअली हमने इसे कनेक्ट किया, अपने से कनेक्ट किया है. तो व्हाट वी आर वांटिंग टू नाउ टेल कि लेट अस से व्हाट इज हैपनिंग एंड व्हाई डिड वी शो इट. हम धर्म क्षेत्र का है, हम उसे ढूंढ रहे हैं. ठीक है. सो हियर इट इज. द सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम इज लोकेटेड ऑन द cerebrospinal cord connected to the brain. ठीक है. Ram, if I can have that last figure first. Yeah, okay, leave it. It's already given on the left side of this. Right side also, you'll see that it is located on the vertebra. It's located on the vertebra. So on the vertebra, there are 7 major glands that do all the physical operations of the body. So we find that on the top is the pituitary gland. On the same level is another gland which we were not able to do it. It's known as pineal gland. Pituitary and pineal gland are located, and there is a kind of a chakra. I'll explain that, which is shown on the right side. It's known as the third eye. That chakra are located in between the eyebrows. This is known as chakra. Then we come to the neck. In the neck, you have thyroid gland, which controls the metabolism of your body, and this is known as Vishuddhi chakra, throat, right? Thymus gland. This is the in between the rib cage, known as the heart, functioning where whatever is happening. Then we come to adrenal glands, which is located on the nabhi. Nabhi means on the center of our stomach, and this is adrenal gland. Then we have testes and ovaries, which are Swadhisthana chakra, and last one is the Mooladhara chakra. Mooladhara chakra, the energy. We are talking the energy body. All these chakras are energy body. The chakra location, as given in our spiritual texts, are located almost on the everything is located on the vertebra, but they have also kind of coincide with the glands of the body. We are not at this stage, but in the stage when we are doing process of healing and everything, we will take these up in greater detail. Currently, we are wanting to tell you, देखिए ये चीजें हैं जो हमारे बॉडी पे हैं. गीता, right at the very beginning, I had told you, is the story of creation. What was गीता शब्द? गीता शब्द का अर्थ था, गीत से निकला था. गीत को संस्कृत का शब्द है, उसका अर्थ है song, symphony, sound. Gita is the engineering of sound. Any and every kind of sound, all material objects which we have talked, whether upward, downward, protons, neutrons, photons, everything is energy particles, vibrating energy particles. The first vibration, we say vacuum fluctuation is a vibration. So vacuum fluctuation, from there, the physical universe start to come up. Currently, because we have not discussed many things, I do not want to confuse it, but consciousness emerges from here. There are two principles. One is known as conscious principle, and the second is known as matter. They both join together in order to create the physical unit. The control for both energy body and the physical body lie with this vertical column, which we call as cerebrospinal column, connected to the Sahasrara chakra. This is our life and conscious. अब अभी मैं एक्सप्लेन नहीं करूंगा, लेकिन ये 5 पांडव कौन हैं? ये 5 पांडव जो हैं, वो 5 महातत्व हैं, जिसे कहते हैं तत्व. तत्व किस तरह के हैं? दे आर अर्थ, वाटर, फायर, एयर एंड ईथर. दे रिप्रेजेंट 5 elements. The location is given here. Sahadev, the 5 sons of Pandu. The 5 sons of Pandu, again, because we tend to forget, Pandu is also a Sanskrit word. It means Pand. Pand means white, bright, light. In fact, it means knowledge. What is the knowledge? Knowledge about everything. Knowledge about the universe. Knowledge about God. Knowledge about Brahma. See, irrespective of what I am saying, the connotations of God is for convenience, so that we understand we are talking about some infinite power. But that some infinite power is defined in the philosophy, Vedic philosophy, as Brahma. Brahma is not God. Brahma is not God. Brahma is unitary state of pure awareness, and that's a different subject on which we will talk. So therefore I'm saying, irrespective of caste, creed or religion, this is applicable to you. These glands, they exist in you. Whether you like it or not like it, these channels, they are inside you. Whether you like it or not like it, the two forces, that is Dharmakshetra force and Kurukshetra force, will act upon you. There is very simple kind of thing. So this is our Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra, on which the 5 Pandavas are aligned with. Drishtadunma, we talked in verse number 3. It's a divine awakening. Oh, I am here. I am. How will he reach I am? Because in this, I'll just take 2 more minutes before we finish this. Krishna. Krishna is a personification. Again, for non-believers, for people who are so religious and all, Krishna जो शब्द है, वो भी संस्कृत का शब्द है. और कृष्ण का क्या मतलब? कृष्ण का मतलब होता है, संधि विच्छेद करो, क्री और न. तो वो जो क्री शब्द है, it means action, और न का means नहीं. Krishna is beyond the field of action. He doesn't do anything. He does not do anything. And therefore, in this battle of Mahabharata, he is friend, philosopher and guide to Arjun. He's not fighting. He can finish the war in a sec, but he doesn't do it because he's beyond. He's symbolism. He's the symbolism and divine awakening. We are nowhere close to doing 4-5 words here, but let us say this is the kind of a preamble to understand what is coming. Preamble to what is coming. I guess we have already covered an hour. I don't want to text it more because it's kind of heavy, I think, and we will continue with it. But before I go, I want to say what kind of a divine awakening. Suddenly we become confused. I am in a state of depression. I am in darkness. I need some philosopher guide. But even if you meet a philosopher guide, unless the divine awakening awakening comes in you, divine awakening means any kind of awakening, you will not be able to get out of your depression. So there's a very small story which we have heard everywhere, that an egg of the swan was hatched along with the duck. And when little babies came up, the swan was also along with it. He was walking like a duck. He had no idea that he was a swan. And suddenly one day he sees these beautiful birds. They land on the lake and he thinks, oh my God, they're so beautiful. I wish I was like that. And that went on for a long time. One day, the baby swan, he sees his reflection and he says, oh, what is this? And somebody tells me, this is you. He realizes I'm a swan. Chote si kahani hai. But it just means this. Each one of us contain within itself all powers. Because अगर आपने लाइफ एंड कॉन्शियसनेस का देखा तो लास्ट में सर पे ऊपर हमने चक्र बनाया हुआ जिसमें लिखा हुआ कृष्ण. कृष्ण is the field of pure awareness. That pure awareness is in everyone. It's known as Sahasrara Chakra. Everybody carries within himself, herself, all the powers that have been bestowed on an atom, I will say. Because sometimes when we will be talking about the atom, you'll realize, oh my God, atom contains everything within it. And you will have amazing kind of a things coming up. I think I'll talk up to here only. We'll meet again for the next class. And whatever are your questions, please feel free to ask now or later. We will be putting 2 small videos every week, some question and answers related to these. And needless to mention, this video would be uploaded. So those who have not seen, they can see it. And I'm here for the next session.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raviji. Excellent.
Thank you, Raviji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yet your curiosity has come.
My
Sorry, Raviji, I just have one question. I missed the gland you spoke about for the heart chakra. Can I just know the gland, please?
one second. Can I see your face?
It's Anuradha. I just wanted to know the gland related to the heart chakra. I missed only that one.
Okay. Heart chakra.
Yeah, I just want the gland.
That is thymus gland.
Okay.
That's the thymus
Thank
gland.
you.
Ma'am, may I suggest what I could do? I have all this data which is being prepared by Ram from our side, and he does a lot of, I say, labor on it. I could send you this, but I must have your email. So
Yeah, we
you
filled
could,
the forms the last time, Guruji.
you have done it, na?
Yes.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Whatever your request is, I'll send it. No
I
problem.
will say.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Anything more that you want? Anybody?
I think Kumud ji.
Yeah, I just said with your lecture and
Yeah.
listening to it, the curiosity has come. That means
Very-
I am in search of what it is, which is good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like I have already said, this is a kind of a unique proposition. Why? Because you will not find it on YouTube anywhere. Nobody is doing this.
Mm.
Yes, now after maybe a month or so, a lot of people will start and they say, oh, yeah, this is what is wonderful and very good. But I'm using a lot of my own knowledge of science and quantum physics. And I've done many lectures, many lectures of the Bhagavad Gita. And you will be quite delighted if you stay for Bhagavad Gita session, because after these 6 sessions, we can come to what does the mind want? What are the 5 afflictions of the mind that hold us back? Because that philosophy starts. Then we talk in terms of 3 laws of thermodynamics. The 3 laws of thermodynamics, how does the energy move and how does yoga takes place? And everything would be related to this diagram of sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So it's a long journey, but interesting from day one for people who are curious. Very, very.
Mhm. You mentioned CERN in Switzerland. You mentioned something about some research or some talk in CERN. You mentioned that. What is it about?
Yes, CERN. See, CERN is a high.
Yeah, I know
large-
CERN, But what is the topic you
Yeah, yeah.
brought in? Yeah.
In CERN, they have this large hadron collider.
Mhm.
So they do a lot of experiments. This is one of the best labs in the world. And there they had used certain experiment in which the photons of light, they were smashed together.
Yeah, colliding. Yeah.
Collider, yes, collide. They collided, and when they collided, they created matter means energy was converted into different particles. And that proved that the Higgs particles they exist. If you have scientific background, then we can talk about it. How does an electron emerge? Electron has a field, photon has a field, up quark, down quarks, they all have field. But when they start to interact with Higgs field, then quantization takes place and an electron or a photon or an upward is formed.
Yeah, my
And
question
that
is,
has-
my question was connection with Gita.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Gita.
I'm
Sorry,
coming
yeah,
to
sorry,
that connection.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
The
Yeah.
connection is that we have 4 layers of mind, which we have talked earlier. But now when we start to talk, see now our expansion is taking place of where we are coming from. People are like, what kind of a nonsense? There are 4 layers of mind. No, there are 4 fields of mind. And in those 4 fields, we have already discussed that the 4 things appear. One is Shabd, Arth, Gyan.
Ah.
Shabd, Arth, Gyan and Para is beyond, transcendental.
Yeah.
That gets explained. In the Para, nothing happens. In Pashyanti, we have finest relative vibration which create image. As soon as image is created, we give it a name. And that is in the Vaikhri, topmost portion of the mind. Both these things then create, we were talking there was air, and then when air was in a glass, then we said, okay, we gave parameters. So we gave parameters, then measurement is taking place, and that is the part which call as astral body. But in the mind, it is known as that field of Gyan. So Shabd, Arth, Gyan, and the 4th layer is the transcendental part, vacuum. That's where they come together. That's where they come together. Ma'am, if we keep talking at any point of time, you will not find any examples which I'm giving as frivolous. They
Yeah.
all have connectivity, all have connections. And so now I am talking to...
No, that was fine. Thank you. You're talking to Kumuchali.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was good. It was just what I wanted to know, and it is all this physics with it. And you explained it well. Thank you.
Thanks. All right then. Thank you very much for being with me. And I definitely enjoyed it and looking forward to the next session.
Thank you
Ravi.
so much
Thank
for
you.
all the
Thank
knowledge.
you,
Thank
Ravi.
you, Raviji.
It's good night for you guys. No, good night for me.
Not yet.
It's good night for me. Yeah.
Not yet.
So I will talk to you later because it has to be uploaded. Therefore, I have to be here in order for it to be retrieved. And thank you.
Thank you.